Yo, ladies and gents, this is your host, Ishmael. The name of our channel is called expertinthefield.com. So we are here to cover some coverage today with a very prestigious man, a businessman, the owner of Nouvelle. It's a beauty spa in Centurion. Here, then we're just gonna, in a few moments, call him out so that we can. The same coming, so I'll try to be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much for welcoming us into your space. So all I know is that everybody knows me and I also know you, but my viewers, they don't know you. Please, if you don't mind, do the honors and introduce yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi guys. No, thanks again for coming. It's really much appreciated. My name is Kateko Sambo.
Yes.
I'm an employee of this brand.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure I'm sure about being an employee because
Okay.
I'm the first one to arrive and the last one to leave.
I understand. It makes sense.
So I'm employed on a full-time basis.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm employed on a full-time basis.
Yes.
So yeah.
Maybe just also tell the viewers what you guys do here and the services that you guys cover. And I think it will also be wiser maybe to also tell them on how they can contact you, perhaps the social platforms that perhaps you guys have that they may need to check for and stuff like that.
Okay. No, we are, well, when we started, we were only focusing on massages, but now we've expanded. So we're only doing massages, your waxing, facials, and all that, pedicures. And obviously, we also do male grooming as well. So
nice.
Even you, when you get a chance, you can come and then they can just clean.
I see it because you can see my nails are not proper.
Yeah.
So I know I'm in a good environment.
Yeah, you are safe.
That's why he's referring to that. So I'll make time.
You are safe.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a female dominant industry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here and I'm excited. I love it.
Yeah.
This was my wife's vision. I just hijacked it.
I hear you.
And I'm putting the emphasis on the fact that I'm an employee.
I hear you.
You know, so she's our CEO.
Yes.
I'm just on the ground making sure that things are running smoothly and all that.
And things are happening.
Yeah, things are happening. I mean, we started in 2017. Wow. We're still staying in Olivenwood Bosch.
Wow.
Extension 36. I remember when she launched, she invited a few of her friends. But before that, I mean, she literally registered the business, got everything ready. So when her friends came, she rearranged our guest house, our guest room. They did everything there. No, to be honest with you, that day I thought my wife has gone bananas. I even left and I disappeared so that I can give them some space.
Yeah.
But I realized that, you know what, she really wants to do this thing. Like I would say that the first 6 months, I was not really a fan. I thought, what does this have to do with us? I mean, there's more we can do beside this, you know. But 2017, 2018, we rented somewhere here at the Ritz. There's a guest house or a lodge called Arbez. Okay. It's a zebra guest house. You think it's by Jacqueline Street, not far from. Yeah, you should know it. Like zebra looking like.
I do know the area.
Yeah. So we actually rented a room, one room, and we operated from that room for the whole of 2018.
The whole year.
The whole year.
2018 from Jan to December.
Where
you rented a small space somewhere.
One room
so that
in a
you can
guest
be
house.
able to run
so that we can run the operation.
Wow.
And we're paying close to like what? Close to like 8,000 for that small room.
What?
I mean, this room that we are in, it's a bit big.
What?
I'm being honest. But remember, from a business point of view, we understood, because at the end of the day, it's about the owner or the landlord giving up that room from everyday money to accommodate us.
Yes.
So I had to give him a proposal to say that, you know what, this is a win-win, because even your clients who are coming here will actually be able to get this service, which then works as a good marketing strategy for you. So he bought into that. So 2018, we did that the whole year. I'm going to try to be brief, but I think it's important for me to give the background of,
your modern welcome. Yes.
So during that, 2018, 2019, we rented a property.
So you moved from that small
We moved from the one room, yes,
to another area.
Still
what I'm hearing here is the fact that so you operated the vision in a setup that was not intended for it.
No.
But you maintained it. You kept on pushing, and it made sense along the way. So as soon as it was able to run itself, then you moved to another area.
We moved to a bigger area.
Wow. Still rented.
Still rented. So, but it was a house.
Yes.
Did not look or feel like a spa. So, I mean, it was a bit difficult because at the end of the day, the landlord says, you can't modify my house.
Yeah.
And should you wish to modify my house, when you leave, you need to demolish whatever that you would have, because I'm not going to be involved in the cost-wise on whatever you want to do. So, you know, it was a house. It was a 3-bedroom house, old 3-bedroom house. In fact, when we get a chance, it's not far from here.
Yeah.
We'll just drive past so that you can just see it.
Yes.
It did not look like it. I mean, that's when we got to realize that, you know what, this is from God. This is a mandate. This thing is bigger than us, because in that very same space, which did not look or feel like it, that's when we started receiving a lot of people. Yeah. That's when we started receiving corporates. Like, we had a lot of work. So that was 2018. But what got me involved was, I think my wife fell pregnant, and the pregnancy was a bit complicated. So I realized that, you know what, she loves this thing. It's time I'm involved. I got in. I got involved. The hours are crazy. I mean, I used to do washing at home. So, like, for example, on a Saturday it's our busiest day. Yes. So we could knock off, maybe I would leave work maybe around 8, right? Yeah. I take the washing for the day. I would do washing maybe until 1 or 2 a.m. Yes. On a Saturday until Sunday morning. So it was a routine. I mean, I was used to that. I enjoyed it. So, but that we used to do the washing at home. Used to take the washing with and do it at home. So we had to move again because, we in as much as some clients understood and did not have issues, but some client could walk in and say, no, I did not come to your house. I want a spa, and leave. Turn around and leave. Sure. Yes.
At that time, when something like that happened, obviously the first time it took you with a surprise when someone comes in and they're like, no, guys, you don't look the part. Possibly when it happens for the second time, third time, what triggers did you guys have, like, as a business?
No, I think more than anything, we had to remain calm.
I hear you.
We had to remain calm because at that same time a person arrives, there's people who are busy with the session. And yes,
I hear you.
And it was a very, very small space. So
when they talk like that, maybe from outside, someone who's already inside can hear them.
Can hear.
And I mean, as a customer, I would feel very discouraged.
Yes, I mean, you're already there, so it will just be that thing of saying, okay, you know what, I'm here already, let me just get it over and done with. But we survived. We had to move again. We moved to Highveld.
What? This is now the third movement.
Yes, the third movement. That was in just before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved. So we moved to Highveld. Hey, that was a different. It was difficult that side.
In Highveld.
It was difficult in Highveld. It's not like here where it's panorama. It's a busy road.
Yeah, it's a
business
main
road.
Street.
That one was inside.
Sure.
Highveld. And we had a lot of challenges there. I mean, we had literally clients who could come in, and we have issues with the neighbors because it's a residential area at the end of the day.
I hear you because I mean I stay in Highveld, and I mean I can imagine the neighbors you would have, in a setup like that. So they don't want to be disturbed. It's quite a cool area naturally.
I know.
So now you guys have got a space that you rented and there's traffic, people coming in and out. That disturbs someone.
It does. And well, from I understood.
Yeah.
I understood, but again, we had to remain calm. That's what we were working with at that point in time. But by then, we're actually seeing we had 10 beds when we were in Highveld. So we could see like 10 clients at the same time.
What?
All right. So remember when we started, it was only 2. Then when we moved to the second building, we could see 6. Then now we could see 10. Right. So that's when we've seen our growth in that space.
Wow.
Where it was difficult.
The environment doesn't allow.
No.
But operational wise, clients are coming.
We grew. We grew in Highveld, and COVID happened, and somehow we bought this space.
Oh.
So we managed to purchase this space in 2020.
Congratulations.
Yeah. We purchased this space in 2021 and we moved in, I think, around May 2021. We boomed because a lot of people were still very much cautious. And I remember when we opened the space, I actually got a lot of what we use from other businesses that have shut down.
Oh. So COVID happens.
Yes.
Now there are restrictions in place.
Yes.
Some people, their businesses are not going well. They see a challenge, then they potentially shut down.
Yes.
But you are seeing an opportunity.
I'm seeing an opportunity.
Being an entrepreneur, it's leap up and place.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing an opportunity to say. But you know what? I mean, even during the COVID, we bless God because during that time, even though our employees were at home, we managed to get them food for them and their families.
Wow.
So we managed to do that. We arranged food parcels for the employees during that time.
Wow.
Because
that's very thoughtful of you, man. And I don't want it to pass as if we are not hearing that. It's a big one. Big up to you.
Yes,
well done.
And another thing is that because at that same time, my wife and I were still employed full time.
Wow, man, I wanted to understand. I know there's someone watching and it's like, when do I switch over? I'm still caught up this side.
Yeah.
And my mind is on the other side, but when do I switch over? And from what you're telling me, I mean, the years of starting, moving from one house to another and so on. So that's actually a bit, it's a bit complicated on its own, and it requires a critical thinker, someone who is also taking a decision. Not only taking a decision, but calculates the risks.
Yes.
Yeah. So The wife is still employed full time. You are still employed full time.
Yes.
And you are running some operation somewhere.
Yes.
Well, man, please take us through that.
Yeah, so it was actually quite interesting. I mean, my job was very demanding because it was IT related. I used to manage a server room.
Okay.
So you can imagine that during COVID, obviously I was always at work because we need to make sure that systems are up and running come in and take your phone to make sure that systems are up and running to make sure that everyone who's working from home is working comfortably.
I hear you.
So, my job was very challenging. Sometimes I could arrive from work at 6 p.m. Then I receive a notification that something is bad at the office. I used to work in Omonde, Johannesburg South.
Wow.
So I could just arrive at home 6 p.m. And I say hi to the family and alert comes in and I drive out.
Now you have to go back to
I have to go back to work, and sometimes I could come back maybe around 5 a.m.
What?
Yeah. 5 a.m. in the morning, and I'll just get ready and then I need to be at the office by 8.
Your office?
At work?
Office?
Yes. So this side, we actually had people who were working. But the interesting part about this is that the booking system, I was doing it on my own.
Oh.
Remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was booking, I was receiving calls.
Yes.
Somehow I managed to do that while I was still working. I used to receive call, sneak when I have to, receive a call, book a client. So I did, I created a spreadsheet, a Google Sheet, right? You know, it's a shared drive.
Yes.
Google Sheet, it's a live document.
Yes.
So when I make changes on the sheets, you know, you could share with anyone.
Yes.
So they can actually see the bookings coming in when they're at the office. So sometimes I didn't even need to make a call. They could just see, okay, there's a booking that just came in. We need to prepare for this client. So I used to manage the WhatsApp conversations and the calls. So that I used to do while at the office.
Wow.
Right. So imagine, I'm running because the server room was at the basement.
That must be quite an involving job, you know. So a server, so for me, I believe it's a big corporate.
Yeah.
That's why they build a server. So you are taking care of that server. So that might be a bit involving in the fact that from time to time it would maybe shut down or go down, and you have to be there.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have to run your own thing. No, man.
I did it. I did it until that same 2021 when we purchased this property. So what we did with so my wife is our CEO, she's our CFO, and she's also HR.
What? Tell me about it.
Okay.
Guys, the journey of being self-employed. And I hear a lot of people, men, saying, I want to leave my 9 to 5 and work for myself. And here is Masambo she's the CEO, CFO, HR, and what else is she doing?
Those, and she was also busy managing operations, like assisting me. So because I was mainly on the marketing side of things, social media. So anything and everything that you see on social media comes through me.
What?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like those videos and all that. That's what I do. So that's what I've been doing while she was doing that side of the business. So, but then 2021 we then set, and because we realized that now this is no longer a baby.
It's a teenager now.
Now it's a teenager. It needs attention. And if we don't give it the attention it requires, we might lose it. So we set, I liked what we did. My wife is good with money.
So this is now a meeting between yourself and your wife.
Yes. We're having a meeting, a serious one, to say that, okay, let's look at our two jobs. Which job is more demanding? But then I liked what we did. So we paid myself a salary equivalent to what I was earning
on the other IT related jobs.
Yes, including the overtime.
Wow.
So we calculated that roughly as to how much would it be. And we decided to pay from the business to myself for 6 months.
Wow.
Remember, we are testing.
That's a big movement.
Yes, because you don't just jump off. I hope that this will really help someone who's not sure.
No, for sure.
Whether when is the right time and all
yes,
that. You
yes. That answers actually a lot of questions that I had, and a lot of questions that my viewers obviously do have to say.
So, obviously 2021, that's when we decided to say,
it's a big revolution now.
Yes. Now, one of us needs to be full-time into the business.
Yeah.
So after the test we did of paying myself a salary for 6 months, it worked. We're happy with it. And then we decided, and mind you, my job was, in as much as it was stressful and requires more from me mentally, because physically it's not really much, but, and I just so wish people can understand that when you get tired, you're messed up.
You're messed up. Your entire body,
the troubleshooting involved. I mean, sometimes you're on a phone call with people remotely. You are in front of a machine and they're trying to help you to sort out the issue. It was really very, very much challenging time stuff.
I hear you.
Some of them come on a part-time basis, right? So when there's a need, we do call them in to come to work, and they are paid for that day's work.
So how many full-time staff would you say that you have now?
Full-time staff we have right now, it's about 15.
15?
Yeah.
This is a big operation.
Yeah, it's about 15, and
this is a big business.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm serious.
Yeah,
it's a big business.
It's about 15 people who come here every day, and we actually recently introduced. We even have a driver now.
Wow.
Who runs errands and all that? Because remember, back then I used to do this thing on my own. So I used to, and I'm relieved from bookings as well now.
Now you have delegated.
There's someone who's busy with bookings. So I'm overseeing.
You're doing the role that you, as a businessman, you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Sitting at the elevated position, looking at the entire operation. I mean,
but the beauty of this is that I know what happens in all departments.
Nice.
I know when a client complains about a pressure, because I'm a therapist as well. So I'm a masseuse as well.
Wow.
So I do this thing. So sometimes when a client comes and requires a mail, I go into the room.
Yeah. So guys, he is not a fly-by-night. He's a professional therapist. You're more than welcome to book yourself here and be treated, man. Give us the reviews in the comment section. Come here. Have yourself booked, enjoy the service. Please come back to the comment section. Obviously, those of you guys that are in South Africa, but even those that are traveling from outside the country, those of you guys that are in Zim, in Botswana, and so on, when you come here, Malawi, Mozambique, Angola, and even you guys that are in the West Africa, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and so on. So please, when you come here, book yourself here. Make sure you get treated. Give us a comment that's based on the service you have received here.
And I like what you just said now, because you're inviting people from outside the country. So last year we purchased the second property.
Yeah.
So we literally chased our neighbor because that was based on a need, because now most of our clients, we receive clients from far for the experience. I mean, we receive clients from Mpumalanga almost each and every weekend. We receive people from Northwest. We receive people from Springs. Right? So I think just yesterday we had someone who said they came from Groblersdal.
What?
So now, when people have been saying that, you know what, it's a struggle for us would appreciate it if you can have accommodation
as
well.
That they don't only drive from far for service and go back, but you guys should also accommodate them here.
Yes. So
this is like a turnkey solution, man.
Yes.
Please take us through the accommodation part of it.
Yeah. So we bought a property just next to us.
Mm-hmm.
So what I just had to do was just to break a wall, and then now just do renovations. That's my field. I'm an expert in.
No, I know your work. I've seen a lot of work that you have done.
Yeah.
No, man.
No, I'm an renovations, construction. That's me. I've got a team as well who do all those things for me. So I just tell them that I need this to be here and all that, and then we get it done. So at the moment, we've got 5 rooms and suites for accommodation, which are ready. Probably by the end of the year, we've got 2, which are the main suites, which will have like kitchenettes, freestanding bathtub, shower. Those are gonna be full house. So those ones will probably be ready before the end of the year. But we're not really pressurizing ourselves.
No, man. I also want to see those facilities.
No, definitely. I'll take you
from here, guys. We're going there. I know someone is sitting at home. Is like, guys, you're wasting my time. I really want to see those. Please hang on a minute. So let's finish up here, and then we will go there. Both me and you will have the opportunity to see the facilities. You love it, I know. I also love it. But I'm here for you guys. Yeah. So
yeah, we this has been an exciting journey.
I can imagine, man.
And then the fact that I've fallen in love with what I do.
Yeah.
So I live this brand.
I love what you say.
So that's it's if then the mandate becomes that clear to you, money comes second. Because for us, we believe we are mandated to heal people. Because we don't know whom do we see, where do they come from, what issues do they have. But every morning we pray as a team, and we say that as we lay our hands, you will do your part. We don't know what do they come with, but as we lay our hands, you do your part. And it's a ministry on its own. We've seen people coming together as a couple, and you know how men are, we don't like these things, we feel like, no, it's not for ladies and all that. You see a man literally being dragged here, and when they go out, literally holding hands. And for us, that's a revival. We know that it doesn't end here. That night, things happen at home.
Yeah. So, there's production. So someone comes here to get the service. Now there's production happening at home.
Definitely.
I love that.
Definitely.
You are partnering with God, to keep this thing going. I love it. But please, maybe talk to men, and maybe tell them on how they can encourage themselves to come here. What do you think maybe is the reason why men are not associated with this type of, services or so on?
I think it's just stereotype.
It's stereotype.
Yeah, especially in the black community. Just stereotype. I know even with me, when I went for the very first time, I asked myself a lot of questions, And my wife said no, because when we went for the first time for a massage, we went to 4 weeks. She says, no, don't worry, we'll be in the same room. So, but then my biggest challenge was that, okay, then what happens if there's certain reactions? Because now I'll be touched and I'm a man,
I hear you.
And she said, no, don't worry, it's all in your mind. And then indeed, I didn't even feel anything.
She was right.
She was right. She was
man,
right.
please break the barriers. Come here, man.
Yeah. So
Come here.
it doesn't matter. You'll see when you go that site. We'll go via. You'll see. Then there's men who are busy there being massaged now.
Nice. So me as a man, does it mean when I come here, do I get massaged by a man or a woman, or do I get to choose?
This industry, mostly the ones who are doing the work for now here, it's ladies. They're the ones massaging. But we once had a case where a man came with his wife, and the wife was saying to the man, "Okay, we are being massaged by females, but I want a man to touch me." So the wife was saying that to her husband. And fortunate enough, my wife and I were there on that day. So I massaged the wife and my wife massaged the husband, and they left happy. Because, well, at the end of the day, the woman wanted to experience being massaged by a man. But so we made it a safe space for them. You know,
I love it.
Yeah. So in as much as I know, we hardly have a man who would say they want to be massaged by another man. I know personally, I've got my own clients. I've got clients who come here only to be massaged by me. Right. So, but it's ladies. Right. So, and there isn't any other
issues,
motives or whatever. No, they just prefer to be touched by its preference. That's it.
I love it. I love it. And thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Maybe before we go out, and I know, you can come through. I know, yesterday we spoke briefly where you mentioned the fact that you guys went for 10 days without electricity.
Yes.
I mean, that must be frustrating.
Yeah, it was really, really frustrating. I mean, 10 days, I think 2 weeks or a week ago, 10 days without electricity. We had to make decisions. And, mind you, this time of the year, business is a little bit low. Business a little bit low. So, a big part of our business as well is it's in the pool. You'll see, I'm just hoping that by the time we go out, there's someone in the pool having a meal in the pool.
Wow.
That's a big part of the business. It can look at it and think, but it takes over sometimes. The whole business. People coming to eat in the pool. So that having no electricity was a big knock for us. Hence, we decided to get these little babies.
It's a very beautiful installation.
Yeah, thank you. So we decided to get solar, both properties. So even at the guest house, we've got a setup like this as well, because it's separate from this. So that you can be able we can be able to continue. So I mean, during the day, we relying solely on the sun for energy, and at night, I mean, there isn't really much that happens at night. So the batteries takes over. Yes.
But this must be a very expensive installation.
These things are very expensive. These things are very, very expensive. I think we did not spend less than 150,000 to install these solar systems.
Yeah.
Yes, we did not spend less than that. And remember,
that's a whole lot of money.
And remember, that was not planned.
Sure.
Because in as much as I had this in the pipeline, but I was not planning or intending to do it now. But the power outage sort of like really forced me. So I had to do that.
Yeah, man. So what would you say to someone, wanting to start, and they're hearing so much amount of money and the challenges and so on? But in a nutshell, how would you encourage such a person?
There's nothing wrong with starting. It's I mean, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to start. But you need to start small. The biggest challenge that we are having right now is someone leaving their employment and taking their pension money to start a business. That's very wrong, because now you don't have anything to fall back on. Should it go wrong, that's the end. Money must go into a business account, and you must get paid a salary at the end of the year, at the end of the month, mean to say. The biggest challenge we're having with a lot of startups right now, they are starting, they don't have a business account. Money is coming into their personal account. They are going to Tops with that account. They are buying KFC with that account.
What?
Yes, that's what's happening. So, but what we understand is that we are caretakers of that money. So at the end of the month, when everyone gets paid, so do we.
Nah, man, let's repeat that.
Yes, we wait for month end to get paid. We don't touch the money. The money belongs to the business. The business must always be liquid. That's critical. That's key. So before one even thinks of opening a business, they need to do the basics. Open a business account, comply with the laws of the country. SARS.
That's very important.
Yes, it's very important because we're having a lot of issues, right? SARS now is not playing games right now. If you check in the news, they are going into our banks right now. But it is simply because of non-compliance, which is critical. So if we can get the basics right from the beginning, it is easy for you to even get facilities with the banks in the future.
Oh, I hope someone is hearing that.
It's purely that. I mean, we have not borrowed money from anyone up to date from where we are. From when we started, we have not received any funding from anyone.
What?
Yes, we have not received any funding. When we started was just from our savings as a couple.
Guys, the power of collaboration.
It's
the
best.
Power of starting small. The power of being patient.
And marrying right.
Marrying right. I have to clap hands for that.
Yeah.
Marrying right. I heard one man saying, what's the difference between, I think he said finish or...
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a completely finished.
Completely finished and be finished. So marrying right, that concept is here again.
Yeah. When you marry right, you don't go wrong. I mean, I've got a very supportive partner. My mind is always racing. I grew up in an environment where my mother was selling oranges. She was literally at home when my sisters go to school. Each and everyone got a bucket of something to sell. So I grew up in an environment like that where
you were selling something,
surrounded by business-minded people. So even now, I know what I will do if I can have R1 billion. I know what I will do. I'm not gonna think about it. I know it's there already. That's how clear it is. So it's not about just one waking up and feeling that I'm tired of waking up in the morning. I need to start a business. No, you need to first do your research. I mean, fortunate enough, I had a market research background as well. So it is very important for you to study your demographics, study your location, know whom you are going to be dealing with. It is very, very important. And these are things that someone can easily take for granted. But companies are spending a lot of money on research. I mean, we've got brands like Ipsos, who are solely big and worldwide and mainly for research. Like Ipsos, Connexas, Plus 24s of this world. That's what they do. They do research. So businesses needs to get to a point where they understand that they need those services, especially to expand and grow. Yes.
It's not only about marketing. We are researching, we understand the concept. It helps us to give us direction. Guys, thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
Can you please take us outside?
Sure.
Yeah.